Hello, welcome to this week's Level 1 class. We're going to focus mostly on the hips today. So we're going to work the hip flexors, the sides of the glutes and the back of the glutes. We're going to focus on the sides here a little more and try to do that as I promised you last week. We'll do a little bit of abs in there as well, and we'll do a little bit of the lower traps when we're in the kind of seated boat pose position. So we're going to come on to the hands and knees. We'll get started. Hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. We're going to drop the ribs to the mat, arching the back, lift the head up, drop the head down, push the ribs up to the ceiling. Drop the ribs back down, lift the head up, drop the head down, ribs to the ceiling again, drop the ribs down, lift the head up. This time turn the head to the left, bring the left foot out to the side, push the ribs up to the ceiling, left foot comes in, right foot comes out, look around the right arm, drop the ribs down, lift the head up, look in front and right foot back in. Bring the right foot out to the side, look around the right arm, push the ribs to the ceiling, roll the head down to the mat. True to the left, right foot comes in, left goes out. Drop the ribs down, left foot comes in, and look up in front. Perfect. Look down between the fingertips, shoulder blades are pinched together. Left foot back behind the body, right arm up in front, and circles with the heel in the hand. Nice wide circles coming around, keeping the body as still as you can. And then change directions. Good. And then bring the arms and legs back down. Right leg back, left arm up in front. Big circles again with the heel in the hand. And then change directions. And then bring the arms and legs back down onto the mat. We'll bring the hips and shoulders to the left. Right leg back, right arm up in front. Right side back down, hips and shoulders to the right, left leg back, left arm up in front, and then back down, hips and shoulders to the right again, sorry, to the left, right leg back, whoops, right arm up in front, and then back down, and last one, hips and shoulders to the right, left leg back, left arm up in front, and then back down. Tuck the toes underneath the feet, pinch the shoulder blades, twist the elbows so they're pointing back to the toes, and lift the knees up off the mat, and lower back down. Good. Keep the shoulder blades together, lift the knees up, and lower down. 3 more, lift, and lower. 2 more, lift, and hold, lift the left foot up, and down, right foot up, down, left, right, left, right, and rest the knees back down. Last one, we're going to lift the hands up. So lift the toes up again, lift the left hand up, and down, right hand, and down, left, right, 1 more each side, and last one on the right, and rest the knees back down. Last one we're going to do in the hands and knees, we're going to come forward to the top of the mat, we're going to lift the knees up and we'll walk the feet all the way back so we come to our plank position. So pinch the shoulder blades together, tuck those elbows in, lift the knees up, walk the feet all the way back to the end of the mat and holding a plank position, nice straight line from the shoulder through the hips to the knees to the ankle. Twist those elbows in so they're pointing back to the toes. Keep squeezing the abs, walk the feet forward and rest the knees down. Perfect. Let's turn over onto our back next. So resting on our mat, hands by the side, imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, tap the toes off the mat, left and right, left and right. Keep the imprint, focus on the ribs, keeping the rib cage down, shoulders relaxed, and make sure the chin stays tucked in so you're not poking the chin forward. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. Imagine your skull being pulled up from below, and bring the legs down onto the mat. Then next we're going to grab our circle. Mine's a little bit further away today. We're going to imprint the spine, keep the feet on the mat, circle between the thighs, Squeeze the circle nice and tight. We're going to exaggerate the imprints. So keeping the circle squeezed, we're going to exaggerate the imprint, lift the hips up. We're going to lower the hips down, one vertebrae after the next each time. Roll the hips, arching the back, imprint again, and lift the hips. Lower the hips down, arch the back, imprint the spine, and lift the hips. Lower the hips down, arching, squeeze the circle, and lift the hips. 3 more. Good. Arch the back, imprint, and lift, keeping that rib cage down. As you bring the hips down, you're going to arch the back, create a hollow underneath your back. Let those ribs flare out. Squeeze the circle, imprint the spine, rib cage comes down, and then lift the hips. Last one, back down, arch the back, create that hollow underneath the back, ribs flare, keep the circle squeezed, imprint, ribs come down, lift the hips up, and then lower back down. Good, so it's just getting into good habits, building more control around our pelvis so we can maintain that imprint. We're going to squeeze the circle nice and tight, imprint the spine, lift the hips up, drop the knees to the side, and squeeze. 1, 2, hands resting by the side, or else you just have the hands lightly on the hips so you can feel if the pelvis moves up and down. You want to keep the hips nice and high the whole time, especially as you drop the knees out. You don't want the back to arch or the hips to sink down towards the mat. 2, and last one, and then bring the hips back down. Have a little rest for a second. We're going to do the same, we're going to do one leg at a time. So imprint, roll the hips back, lift the hips up, drop the right knee out, and in, left knee out, and in, right knee, left knee, right knee, left, right, left, right, left. One more in each leg. Keep squeezing the abs, keep the ribs down, and bring the hips down onto the mat, and give the legs a little rest again. And next one, with the back on the mat, imprinted, and the feet on the mat, we're going to go for 10 quick squeezes with the 2 legs together. Then we're going to do 10 quick squeezes on the right and 10 quick squeezes on the left. So circle back between the thighs, imprint the spine, keeping the back flat, ribs are down, shoulders are relaxed, and chin is tucked in. Squeeze and relax as fast as you can 10 times. Don't just do little pulses, make sure you drop the knees all the way out to the side and squeeze in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And rest the legs. Next one we're going to do, we're going to bring the 2 legs in. We're going to drop the right leg all the way out to the side and back in 10 times as quick as we can. Squeeze the circle nice and tight. Drop the right leg out and in. 1, 2, 3. Keep the left leg still. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Repeat on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then rest the legs. Give the legs a little rest. So what we're doing there is we're working adductors on the inside of the thigh. We're getting them to contract and relax really quick, which is what happens when we move side to side. But we're also teaching our pelvic floor muscles to contract really rapidly as well. So we want to build endurance, which is what we do most of the time. But we want them to be able to relax as well, to sudden increases in pressure within the abdomen, that they're not the weak spot and they don't cause any weakness in the core. So the next one we're going to do, circle in the hands, imprint the spine, bring the legs to tabletop, circle between the thighs, and 10 squeezes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grab the circle, bring the feet down. We're going to do one more to the circle for the legs, and then we're going to do a little bit of the circle with the hands. Imprint the spine again, bring the legs back to tabletop, circle between the ankles, straighten the legs to the ceiling, knees over the hips, squeeze and relax. 1, 2, now we're looking for control, nice slow moves in and out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the knees, grab the circle and bring the feet down. Next one we're going to do, we're going to circle in the hands and we're going to come through some toe taps. But we're going to do double leg, So we're going to do double leg toe taps with the knees over the hips, tap the 2 feet off the mat. As we tap the 2 feet off, the hands will come back behind the leg, and then the arms and legs will come back to the ceiling together. So imprint the spine, bring the legs to tabletop, circle between the hands, gentle squeeze in the circle, tap the 2 feet, hands come back, legs and arms tabletop and hands reach into the ceiling. Tap the feet, hands come back behind the head, legs and hands to the ceiling. Keep the squeeze on the circle and back up. 3, 4, 5, keep that imprint. 6, keep the ribs down. 7, 8, last 2, 9, and last 1, 10. Bring the feet down onto the mat and have a little rest. We'll leave the circle down to the side. Hopefully finish it, but I might get a few ideas later on. Next, we're going to do some single leg bridges. We're going to the left foot on the mat, right knee into the chest, imprint the spine, lift the hips and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change legs. Right leg is on the mat, left knee to the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest the legs down again. Next set, we're going to do 10 pulses on the right leg. So we're going to imprint the spine, lift the 2 hips up together, straighten the right leg, 10 pulses with the right leg extended. We're going to keep the hips up, we're going to do 10 pulses on the left leg then. Imprint the spine, lift the hips up nice and high, hands resting down by the side, extend the right leg, 10 pulses. 1, 2, dig the left heel to the mat, keep the ribs down. 8, 9, 10, switch legs, dig the right heel to the mat, extend the left. 2, focus on the rib cage, keep the hips nice and high. 9, 10, and then bring the hips down onto the mat. Next set, we're going to take a break between the right and left leg. What we're going to do is come back to the same position, right leg extended, circles clockwise and then anti-clockwise. Imprint again, rib cage comes down, lift the hips nice and high, extend the right leg, 10 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change directions. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the right knee and bring the hips down. We'll repeat on the left leg and then we're going to change it again. Imprint again, lift the hips up nice and high, extend the left leg and circles. 1, 2, 3. Keep that right hip nice and high. 6, keep the left hip in line with it. 9, 10 and change. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the left leg and rest the hips down. 2 more for the bridge, or 1 more for the bridge, 1 in each leg. We're going to lift the hips up, back to the same position. 10 times we're going to bring the leg right out to the side, back in. We'll repeat the same on the left, all the time. Keep the toes pointing straight to the ceiling. Don't turn the feet out. Be tempted to point those feet across the room, but keep the toes and foot pointing straight to the ceiling the whole time. Imprint the spine, lift the hips up, straighten the right leg, slide the right foot to the side, back in. 2, so the foot just comes out to the edge of the mat, maybe a little bit beyond it, and you think about letting the heel lead the way out. This way we get better control around our TFL at the front and our adductors on the inside. 1 last one, keep the hips nice and high, bend the knee and rest the hips down. Repeat on the left leg and then we're done with our bridges. Imprint again, shoulders relaxed, lift the hips, straighten the left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So imagine you're twisting that heel out, pulling it out first, and the toes follow the heel. 9, last one, keep the hips high, bend the left knee, and then rest back down. Good. What we're going to do next, we're going to do a little bit for the core. We're nearly halfway through the class now. We're going to do a little bit for the core, and we're going to come back onto, we're going to roll up, build in a little bit more for the hips, and then we're going to come back and focus on those side bridges and work on them side planks a little bit more. So imprint the spine. We're going to do one set of 100s this week. Keep your glabs now, hands by the side, legs to tabletop, tuck the chin in, chin to the chest, head and shoulders up, and beat the hands. 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 4, 5, and in, 2, 4, 5, and out, 2, 4, 5, and in, 2, 5, and out, 2, 4, 5, and in, 2, 4, 5, out, 2, 4, 5, 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 3 more breaths, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, last 2 breaths, good, and last one, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, rest the head down, and bring your feet down, and have a little rest. Next, we're going to straighten the legs down onto the mat. We're going to do a few roll-ups first. First 5 we're going to reach in front, the second 5 we're going to reach to the ceiling. Hands back behind the head, arms forward, chin to the chest, up nice and tall, and back down onto the mat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I've just realised I lied to you, and last one, 10, and then roll back down. We're doing 10 roll-ups, and now we're doing 10 to reach the ceiling. I didn't forget halfway to change. Hands back behind the head, we're going for 10 more, I'm going to reach up. So arms forward, chin to the chest, rolling up, 1, and back down, 2, and down, 3, good, keep the shoulders away from the ears, 4, 5, chest forward at the end, 6, 7, 8, last 2, 9, back down, one last one, rolling up, good, and then keep yourself there. I'm just going to move myself away from the wall. I'm going to do a little bit more for the hips next. So, hands back either side of the mat, knees and hips bent to 90 degrees, ankles at 90 degrees as well. Try to let the head sink back a little bit, so don't be holding it forward like that. Tuck the chin in, pinch the shoulder blades together. I'm going to extend the right knee and bend, and the left, and the right, and the left. Keep sticking the chest forward, pinching the shoulder blades. Good. 2 more on each side. And last one. Perfect. This one we're going to make it a little bit harder. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to hover the heels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And rest the heels down. Rest the shoulders. This one we're going to make it a little bit harder again by bringing the hands in front and hovering the heels. So we're going to lift the heels up. 2 arms going in front and extend. 1, 2, 3. Chest forward, shoulder blades down. Good, over halfway. 9, 10. Bring the hands back and rest the heels in. We're going to do 2 legs together now. I'm going to run through the same progression. So, hands back, pinch the shoulder blades. We're going to let the heels touch the mat each time. 2 knees together. Extend the knees and bend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And rest down. Next one, we're going to hover the heels and run through the same sequence. Pinch the shoulder blades, lift the heels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest the heels down and rest the back. Next one, arms in front and heels hover. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, bring the arms to the front, roll back just a little, extend and bend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, chest forward, 8, 9, 10. Hands back and rest the feet down. We're going to turn onto our side next. So back line up at the back of the mat and resting the head down, hand underneath our headlock, resting the head on top of our headlock or our towel, and then a little sweep forward to the hips so the feet are pointing down to the front corner. We're going to run through a quick side series. We're going to do 10 lifts, 10 small circles in any direction you want, 10 big circles in the opposite direction, and 10 cycling forward, and then we're going to come up into some side planks. So lift the top leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold the leg up, little circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to change direction into big circles. 1, 2. Keep those toes pointing straight forward. 3, 4. Nice big high circles. 5, 6, 7. Hand onto the hip. Make sure it doesn't move. 8, 9, 10. And then cycle forward. Don't let the leg come down yet. 1, 2. The shin stays parallel to the floor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And rest the leg down. This week's technique tutorial is our hip abductions. So we're working the muscles in the inside of the thigh, the groin muscles here. We're going to work that exercise next. So top hand down flat onto the mat. Top leg lifts up, and then the bottom leg is going to lift up to it. 1 and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest the legs down. I'm going to flip over onto the opposite side. I'm going to run through the same sequence, and now we're going to come into our side planks. So, resting our head down onto the headlock, back line up at the back of the mat, feet to the front corner. We're going to lift and lower the top leg for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep the top leg up parallel to the floor. Small circles. 1, 2. Focusing on the hip. Make sure it's not shaking forwards and backwards. Good. A nice smooth circle. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Into big circles, opposite direction. 10, 9. Keep those toes pointing forward. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down, put the leg down, cycling forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest the top leg down. Top hand down flat onto the mat, not on the fingertips. Keep the hand flat. Lift the top leg up 1 foot, lift the bottom leg to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Rest the legs down onto the mat. Good. We're into the last little bit now. We're going to bring the legs back to the back of the mat, and we're going to do a little bit of work on our side planks. Now, this week we're going to straighten the legs all the way down to the mat. So we're not going to come up off the knees. We're going to straighten the legs to the end of the mat, up onto the bottom elbow, pinch the shoulder blades, chest comes forward, have the elbows slightly closer down towards the hips instead of being directly below the shoulders. We're going to lift the hips up and down for 10. 1, top hands on the top hips. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And rest down. We're going to lift the hips up. We're going to hold for 20 seconds. So again, chest comes forward, pinch the shoulder blades together, 2 legs on top of each other, and lift and hold. 20, 19, 18, 17, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, halfway, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest the hips back down. Turn back over onto the other side. So again, nice straight line down along the bottom of the mat. I'll kick my headrest out of the way there. Pinch the shoulder blades, chest comes forward, elbow isn't directly below the shoulder, it's just a little bit closer to the hips. Top hand onto the top of the hips, lift and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then rest back down. Now, last exercise, we're going to hold for 20 seconds and we're going to quickly stretch the next day just before we finish. So chest comes forward, pinch the shoulder blades, lift the hips up nice and high and hold. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm watching the clock now. 8, 9, 10. So I'm not cheating. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And rest back down. Good. Come up into sitting now. So make ourselves comfortable here. Fold the legs, sit up nice and tall. So we're going to stick the chest forward, looking straight ahead. We're going to turn our head all the way to the right, nose to the armpit, right hand over the top of the head. Stick the chest forward, drop the left shoulder back. We're looking to stretch at the left, lever to the scapula muscle. Good. Holding that stretch, we're going to go for 30 seconds. And now we're going to turn the head forward and look to stretch the upper traps. So then we're going to turn the head to the left, so still looking straight forward now. Hand comes over the top, just above the ear, and we're tilting the head to the side. You're going to feel the scalenes and the upper traps. Bring that left arm down and let it just hang there. You should feel that stretch getting a little bit more intense. Good. Come back to the middle and we're going to switch sides. We're going to turn to our left, look down towards the left side, nose to the armpit, right hand hang down by the side, stick the chest forward and gently pull the head down towards your left hip. Keeping the nose looking down and feeling a stretch coming down the right side of the neck. Good. And now we're going to turn the head forward. So the left ear comes to the left shoulder. Left hand is just above the right ear. Let that right shoulder relax, sinking down away from the ears. Gently pulling the head to the left. Good. And then come back towards the middle. And that's the end of today's class. I hope you enjoyed it. See you again next week. Bye bye.